Hi, my name is Randy. I have to do this speech because I got kicked out of my comm 309 class. If you want to hear what happened, I did what Charlie Sheen would do, and you can talk about it after the speech. But here we go. I love the ocean. I have a connection out in the sea that is one of a kind. From exploring another universe while scuba diving, to fishing for tuna or calico bass off Catalina Island as a kid, to hunting big waves all over the Pacific now, I knew that I was born for a life on or in the ocean. Famous divers and writers have come up with these quotes to explain the relationship the ocean has with mankind and the earth. Yes, I love it. The sea is everything. It covers 7/10 of the terrestrial globe. Its breath is pure and healthy. It is an immense desert where man is never alone, for he feels life quivering around him on every side. There is supreme tranquility. The sea does not belong to despots. On its surface, inquisitive rights can still be exercised. Men can fight there, devour each other there, and transport all terrestrial horrors there. But at 30 feet below its level, their power ceases, their influence dies out, their might disappears. Ah, sir, live in the bosoms of the water. There alone is independence. There, I recognize no master. There I am free. That is by Jules Verne from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. A vivid sense of delight takes hold of one when the first time penetrates the surface. After 1,000 years of fear and effort, man has at least succeeded in getting beneath the top layer of the sea, winning a long battle against asphyxiation and terror. A palace untouched by human hand, with its gardens of rock and water where every living creature play the part of flowers, is the goal of all of our striving. From Philippe Dole, The Undersea Adventure. Another quote. The sea, biologists tell us, hold the keys to the mysteries of life. In some unknown time and a way, a molecule of matter crossed an unknown line and became a living cell. Other scientists believe that the human mind has a dim awareness of a long, tenuous route that stretched back to the sea. When we dream of being in the water, they say of diving into it or coming out, we are reliving the mysteries of our own birth. Our language reflects the uneasy awe we feel towards the unknown world, which covers most of the planet. When something is beyond our understanding, we say, it's too deep, or we just can't fathom it. That was from Lil Borgenson and Jack Spires from the Skin Divers Handbook. The ocean is a very important part of our ecosystem on Earth, and I don't feel people on land understand what effects we have on it long term. From overfishing to pollution, mankind rapes and destroys Earth's most precious commodity to the balance of our fragile ecosystem. To halt the decline of an ecosystem, it is necessary to think like an ecosystem. Douglas P. Wheeler from the EPA Journal. Thinking like an ecosystem is understanding that each part that supports the other is as vital as any one part in the whole. Overfishing our top predators in the ocean's food chain could have effects down the line on other big fish populations. Maintaining swordfish and other top predators in the Atlantic is critically important to the health of the ocean ecosystems that sustain life on Earth. On the ecological bright side, swordfish are prolific egg producers. A large female can produce over 30 million eggs a year. Swordfish are capable of rapid recovery if given the chance, which will necessitate effective conservations by all countries fishing for them, like any other large ocean roaming species such as tuna and marlin. Swordfish migrate over large distances and are not only caught by the United States. That was from Michael Murray and Joseph Pizzorno from the Encyclopedia of Healing Foods. These large pelagic predators control the ocean's ecosystems. Knocking off the top of the food chain would cause smaller fish populations to explode out of control due to the predators not being able to naturally control the food balance. Western and Central Pacific Ocean is home to the largest and most valuable tuna fisheries in the world. It provides more than half the global supply of tuna, and vessels and owners sell this catch for over $3 billion a year. Since the 1970s, industrial fishing capacity has grown dramatically, from a catch of 450,000 metric tons in 1970 to excess of 2.1 million metric tons in 2005. That was from Elizabeth Havis from the Shifting Tides in the Western and Central Ocean tuna fisheries.
Sushi.
That is a growth in demand of over 400% in 30 years. Our oceans are not capable of supporting this kind of rise in demand of fish for very much longer. I blame the large majority of this demand on sushi. Sushi intake over the It has been on the rise in the last 10 years as the demand causes for more large predators to be caught to supply this demand. In open oceans communities, we observe surprisingly consistent and rapid declines, with the catch rates falling from 6 to 12 down to 0.52 individuals per 100 hooks during the first 10 years of exploitation. Declines of decline were similar in tropical and subtropical regions, but consistently highest in the temperate regions of all three oceans. As from Boris Worm, the rapid worldwide depletion of predatory fish communities, from Nature magazine. Some companies are trying to set up sustainable fishing practices and pollution regulations like the World Ocean Council, but they have difficulty enforcing these regulations on international waters. With the world's fisheries in trouble and more companies engaged in ocean-based conference, collective efforts to address all the aspects of the marine ecosystem, health, and share responsibility for the sustainable management of the seas are essential. The World Ocean Council is bringing together multiple sectors of ocean users to develop solutions that can lead to lasting and improvements in ocean health. That was from Mike Boots, the former director of Seafood Choice Alliance. We have two more fish dilemmas to deal with. One involving biological hazards that occur in nature as a result of pollution or mishandling fish, and the other arising from questions whether fish can be farmed in ways to conserve their nutritional benefits and also protect our ocean's ecosystems. Fish dilemma number 3 is the health benefits versus biohazards. From sources until now, I haven't seen anything about the safety issues rising by naturally occurring toxins or microbes that get into fish from polluted waters or from sloppy handling during processing, storage, and display. That's from Mary Nestle, What to Eat. There's also the Japanese fishing industry's lust for blood and the evil that happens in the town of Taiji, Japan. Thousands of whales and dolphins are slaughtered every year for their meat, which is loaded with mercury and is being fed to their own people and sold around the world, while covering it all up using imperialistic stance that they do not feel they need the rest of the world telling them what to do. Mini-Manda disease is a neurological syndrome caused by severe mercury poisoning. Symptoms include ectasia, numbness in hands and feet, general muscle weakness, narrowing of the field of vision, and damage to hearing and speech. In most extreme cases, insanity, paralysis, coma, and death follow within weeks of onset of symptoms. A congenital form of the disease can also affect fetuses in the womb. Minamata disease was first discovered in Minamata City in the Kumamoto Prefecture in Japan in the 1950s. It was caused by the release of a methylmercury into the industrial wastewater from the Chiso Corporation's chemical factory, which continued from 1932 to 1968. These highly toxic chemicals bioaccumulated in shellfish and fish in the Minamata Bay and the Shiruni Sea, which were eaten by the local population, resulted in mercury poisoning. While cat, dog, pig, and human deaths continued for more than 30 years, the government and company did little to prevent the pollution. I haven't eaten fish for over 2 years now, and I only eat crustaceans and scallops on very rare occasions. I feel that if people do not stop overfishing our oceans, there might not be any fish one day. The extinction of large ocean predators from the ocean's food chain would be catastrophic to our ocean's ecosystem and to the earth. From plankton to tuna, every organism in the ocean has an important role in keeping the balance all over the ocean. I want to be able to surf in clean water till I'm old, scuba dive all over the world, and see many flourishing species. And I want to be able to catch my own sushi without worrying about it, without worrying if it's poisonous or not from pollution. Only you can prevent the ocean's destruction. Next time your friends say sushi, tell them what you heard here tonight and go eat Subway instead. Thank you.